Good afternoon, people. PJT from Rate My Beer. And of course, the infamous M.
I wondered if you was going to introduce me this time.
Well, I could say, allow me to reintroduce myself, as a certain pop star does.
He does.
But I'm not going to go on about him. Right. So what we're doing the Mahou, and this time we're doing it against the UK Stella. There's a few people that said that they're both made in the same place. You can't taste the difference. And
is there any difference? Would you take a look at the two of them side by side and see if there's any difference?
So yeah, while we had the
That's
keg,
what we're doing.
And luckily me that fixed the Stella review that everyone says, funny enough, I brought another keg of the UK Stella for some reason or another. Maybe because we liked it.
I happen to like it. I won't drink Stella from the shop in a bottle or anything like that, but I will drink it from a Perfectdraft machine.
Oh, look, do you know that it's nearly 10 years old, that glass?
Yeah, doing well, isn't it?
Doing well. Nowhere near as old as us, but no. He was expecting me to say something then. Anyway, the Stella is UK brewed, is being Stellagate, and I've got a lot of abuse for, as a lot of you know, even accused of swapping the glasses and conning everyone, which bears no relevance on my life or is of no gain to me, either financially or whatever.
But you're still going to go on about it, aren't you?
Yes, of course I am.
They go on, you go on.
That's how it rolls.
We're going to drop that for this one. We're going to concentrate on seeing.
Yeah, obviously we finished the 5.1 that we did the face off as well. Obviously we didn't re-review the 5.1 because there's no point. And to be honest, I don't mind a Mahou. You know, it's not fantastic. It's not going to set the world alight the same as the Stella. And as I said, I felt that the UK Stella had more of a bite than the Belgian one that everyone's missing. It's like I don't know, it's like they've been in, it's like there's a coffin and there's all these Belgian Stellas in there, there's all these blokes in mourning, like, you know. So
these are both easy drinking.
Brewed in Spain though, I think. Yeah.
Lager Pilsners. They are they're not out of this world, but they are very nice and sessionable on a hot day. It's actually quite warm today.
It is, as you can see, I'm struggling with the light in this cheapish kind of bar.
We've got the machine set low in temperature.
Well, yeah, the only problem we've got here is obviously the Stella's just come out of the fridge and it's a brand new keg. Actually, almost got left summer with the Mahou. Wouldn't be the first time, as a lot of you that know me know that I've bodged one up. But
you thought you'd swapped it over and you hadn't.
I want to swap it over, my brain's a bit pickled and that, you know. It's my age, isn't it? Obviously. But yeah, the Mahou should be quite calm because that's halfway through the keg. The Stella is new and it's literally come out of the fridge and got in the machine 5 minutes ago.
I lifted it because he's got a dodgy back, so it wasn't the smoothest of actions, but I got it done.
Yeah. But what we'll do, I'll fill the Stella first.
It might be a bit lively.
And then that can calm as I fill the Mahou because I am the creme de la creme of pouring of the Rate My Beer community here.
Of course.
So let's see what we get. Let's see what we get. Oh, blimey.
Yeah, it's lively.
I'll tell you what, Simon Mulder will be proud of this one. Okay.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
I'm doing what I can.
Yeah, okay.
So we have something Simon Mulder would be proud of. I know I should have poured a bit out. Okay. Let's see if I can get this one right now. I've got oh God, spitting out at me. Did you see that?
I did, yeah. Very lively. Even when you stop pouring it, it's still.
Shh, they're great machines. Shush.
There's a bit of excess in the pipe that shot out.
Yeah, we're off the Christmas card list because we totally said how rubbish Camden was. Do check the review.
Yeah, you've got to take a look at that one. Classic stuff.
If the second Camden's out. Now this is why I would make a barman. Oh yeah, I was a barman many years ago. As you can see there, that is what you call a perfectly poured pint.
It is. Yeah, looking good as well.
I'm not one to blow my own trumpet, but
it's a nice glass actually, isn't it?
Yep, and UK glassware, if anyone's looking for one of them.
That is a nice glass.
Rate My Beer 20 or
that must be nucleated because I can see all those bubbles twirling around.
Use the code Rate My Beer 20 RPM. Oh, you know what I mean.
I wouldn't worry about it. I'll wipe it up later.
Okay. Well, look. I could have done it, didn't I?
You did.
I've got to get a picture of them. That's pretty handsome, aren't they? Then?
They do. They do look very good.
Do you know what? They do, don't they? They look kind of like...
I know people love the Stella chalices because they do pour well. The beer looks good and lively in them. But I tell you what, that Mahou one is doing a fine job of holding its own.
As I say, UK glassware people are MB20 for 20% off, and you can get sets of them, and they were made 2020. There you go, produced.
There we go.
So,
okay, looks wise, they are looking.
Do you know the funny thing about this? That it's got more. If I had made a video,
I think it's because the nucleated bit at the bottom of the glass is probably, because the glass is newer, it's doing its job better. I would have thought maybe.
Look at that. I don't know if you can see.
Colour wise though, they're very similar, aren't they?
So you've got 4.8, you've got 5, as I said. The thing is, you know you have a 0.5. So that could be 4.3, that could be 4.5. Or that could be 5.5 and that could be 5.3. Remember that little thing?
Apparently this is an actual thing, and by law it's okay for them to do that.
Yep, it is indeed.
A bit of food for thought there.
I don't want to think about it, because if you had I thought, oh no.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lovely maltiness to this.
Yeah, you get lovely sweet malts.
A little bit of a grassy tinge, and
you get a zestiness.
Zestiness, yeah, that smells good.
And the Stella is much for much on the old pen and ink, isn't it? It's not really. It
smells a little bit sweeter
than the Mahou.
Yeah, the zestiness in that one actually, for me, smells a little bit more marmalade-y, a little bit sweeter.
Different to the other Stella we had. Oh god. Okay.
Just comparing the aromas side by side.
We're already up to 7 minutes. I won't bother with me old.
Right, let's go in.
So you're going Stella to Mahou. I'll follow suit with you, I think.
Yeah, tasted good.
After the Camden earlier, I'm sure
it does taste lovely and zesty actually. Nice bit of Pilsner bite at the end.
Mm. Yeah, I'm not a Stella fan. I've drank Stella because it's been a go-to beer like Kronenberg. Obviously I won't touch Kronenberg in the supermarkets now, we've lowered that. We've done the Stella bottle only recently, only because we're asked to do something. But if it weren't on the Perfectdraft or in Belgium or Belgium imported, I wouldn't touch it.
Okay, you go in for that one, see what you think.
I'm not saying what I think.
Okay, for me this one is a little bit more bready. The maltiness on it isn't as sweet, there isn't as much fruity taste in there. It has got a reasonably good Pilsner bite on the end. It tastes more like a traditional Pilsner than the Stella. The Stella I'm picking up more zestiness in.
Yeah, I thought the Stella did maybe have a slightly more zest, but for me, where people were saying they were very similar, they were certainly not wrong, because I actually like Pilsners like Hasselroder and things like that. I've drank Pilsners continuously over the years, but not enough where, for argument's sake, at the moment, you could probably pinpoint them. If you 3 or 4 beers down the line,
you're not going to notice.
You're not going to pinpoint these.
You're exactly right. This is a bit more bready, grainy.
But it's close.
More
right from
traditionally,
the start.
a little tiny bit more bite on the end, Pilsner bite.
Remember, a lot of it, and I've said this to people before, not only is it a subjective opinion anyway, but because you know that it's in there, it's in your head. You know, I know that's Stella. I poured it out of the machine. Well, you loaded it in, but you know, you loaded it, you poured it. So part of your mindset is already saying that's that.
Stella,
that's that. I, even now at this stage, wouldn't be that confident on blind testing these, because it depends what way you go about it, what one you take first.
The first couple of sips, maybe, because that's when initially you are really picking up those individual qualities and flavours that you are getting from these beers. But I would say, even just getting halfway through, which we're about on both of them, now they're kind of blending into one, tasting like a very similar drink to me.
And there's another problem. That's come out the fridge at 3. That's on 1. Feel the difference? Feel the coldness?
That is colder. It's slightly colder.
But I know it doesn't make that much difference. And knowing that machine, it's probably at 3 in a way. But that's not going to that one. That's another one for another time. But I'll tell you what. There's nothing wrong with either of them. They're not, as I said, they're not going to rock you well. But if you're into standard Pilsner lagers and you like half this crap in the supermarket, these two are dreams
These
come
are
true.
going to be amazing compared to what you get in the supermarket. That I can guarantee you, because the Stella I had from the bottle during the week was absolutely diabolical. There was someone who actually commented on that video about the smell, and I can totally agree with that person. Even the smell was off-putting before you even took a sip. That's not Stella I remember. That is. That's much more like it. It's much more like the original one. But I would think after a pint of this, if you poured this into that glass and said, here's your next pint, I'm not going to go, you've given me something different.
I don't think you would. I honestly think there's nothing noticeable from the start. Like I said, as I was saying earlier, a lot of it can be in your head, and I've brought into that before. Crikey, I've drank how much Frankie, and I actually blind tested the Frankie bottle a long time ago. I think sure it's on YouTube, because everyone said I'd delete it, against the keg, and actually picked them wrong. Now I've drunk more Frankie than most people would ever dream of, innit? From bottles, from kegs, and you're talking of, well, how many years have I drank Frankie for? It's solid now.
The subtle differences in these two beers on the first couple of sips is something that I've trained my mind to pick out. And I have really focused hard on looking at what the taste profiles are. I even do it with foods and other kinds of drinks now as well. But as the drink goes in, you get a little bit of alcohol in your system. I'm telling you, you could fill that glass up with that after I've had a pint, and I'm not going to go, you've served me the wrong drink.
Yeah, it really is hard.
Yeah.
There is, even on the aftertaste again, there is a slight aftertaste when you're thinking about it. But isn't half of that just in your mind? Because I'm thinking, that's Stella, that's Mahou.
Yeah, exactly. Because we're sat here and we're analysing it. If we were sat here socially drinking, you are not going to pick that up at all.
So I go out, I know it's different. Say you had Perfectdraft in the bars, because we can't do it in the bars because it's totally different.
Yeah.
But the point was, if I go out and I ask for a Stella in a glass, and he comes and brings it in a Mahou glass, I'll probably say, and they had Mahou, oh, he's giving me that. Oh, I don't care.
You are, yeah.
And the couple of people that have said that in a Facebook group, I can't remember your names. I'll answer so many people at the moment. It was in one of Perfectdraft keg tip groups, and someone said it, and a couple of them reiterated it as well.
Yeah, I can totally agree with that. I'm thinking about it. I'm sat here tasting them side by side, and I'm really thinking about it.
Yeah.
In a social situation, I'm not going to be thinking about it that hard. Yeah, the differences are quite slight, and I think if I wasn't thinking about it, I wouldn't realise.
I don't think you would.
No.
I'd say I'm not an expert, but I've been drinking beer for like 38 years.
Yeah.
So I must have some idea. I know I'm a bit, and I've drank.
Now, if you gave me Carrington Top instead of either of these two, I'd throw it back over your head.
Just do not go
But
there.
these two are very similar.
It is. Maybe this is more zesty, and that has a bit more of a bite. But you're saying this has a bit more of a bite.
No, this one had a bit more
Just
more
a
of a
little
bite,
bit.
slightly bit more grainy, whereas that one was a bit more zesty. It was the first couple of mouthfuls I was really thinking about what the differences are, but as I'm starting to drink it, they are starting to blend into one and the same. They are tasting similar.
They are, yeah.
They are.
I would not do that. I mean, anyone that's right into either of them, or both of them more sure, blind test yourself. Give it a shot. Remember, you've got a 50-50 chance of winning. So don't do it once, do it over 3.
Yeah.
Because there's a 50-50 each time. If you're only doing it against 2.
Do it the first time on the first bite. Then by the time you get to your second pint, do it then. I'm telling you, once you drink a bit of these drinks,
be lucky.
they do start to blend in and taste very similar.
You can be lucky, can't you?
Yeah.
You know, we've been
Oh,
lucky.
oh yeah, you can be on a 50-50 chance. Of course, anyone can
That's
be.
what I mean. It's like if every horse was 50-50, you know what I mean. Right, I think we've gone on for long enough.
We have gone on. This was quite interesting.
Yep.
I enjoyed doing this. So
Thank
those
you for
of you
making
that
me
suggested it,
aware of doing it. Otherwise, I can't say that's one we would have done. I mean, but I have done my keg of Stella that had 08 date on it now. That wasn't actually coming up.
That wasn't coming up quite that soon.
While we got this one.
There
so,
we go.
You know, we if there's anything we've got here or anything we can mix and match, we'll always do it.
If you want us to try head-to-heads or suggestions,
as long as that ain't going to cost me a fortune. Otherwise, it's no.
We'll give it a go.
But yeah, 9 out of 10 times, if we can do it, we'll give it a go, won't we?
Yeah.
And I knew we had to do that because we're on a live. But before you'll see this, we're on a live on YouTube, probably on 2 lives on YouTube before this will come out, because we're about 3 days behind now, aren't we?
We are.
But as I say, we know that this is going to vanish, and then that had to come out now. Otherwise, I have to buy another one of them. That's when it gets expensive when it goes wrong.
It is.
Right. Thanks for watching.
Planning.
Do let us know your
planning
thoughts.
right. Yeah.
And bonjour.
Bye.